degrees right now in downtown Toronto. For 15 years, Alex Pangman has been serenading fans with the sweet sounds of jazz from the 1920s and 30s. The Toronto-based singer is a 3-time National Jazz Award nominee and has been called Canada's sweetheart of swing. But while the 32-year-old was belting out tunes, very few knew that she was fighting a disease that actually threatened to end her career. Alex was battling cystic fibrosis and was in desperate need of a lung transplant. Like hundreds of Canadians, she was put on a waiting list before finally getting the call that changed her life. And now, 6 months after her surgery, Alex is speaking for the first time about her experience and the importance of organ donation and being back out on stage. Once again, Alex Pangman is with me now. Good morning.
Very good morning.
What was it like to be a singer with cystic fibrosis?
It wasn't a whole heap of fun. You know, your voice is your means of expression. It's really sad to see your lung function declining and your means of expression disappearing. So it's sort of a cruel irony.
But how were you actually able to sing?
You know, I had really strong ab muscles from coughing day and night. And I think I just basically muscled all the notes out, past all the inflammation and past all the angriness and the secretion and the disease. I just pushed it out. So I would get out of breath walking up the stage stairs. I would get out of breath standing in high heels towards the end. So it did reach a point in September when it was like, you know what, I'm not doing my craft well anymore. Maybe it's time not to sing. And then luckily, very soon thereafter came the call in November.
What was the call like? What were you doing when you got the call?
I was sleeping. I was having a lovely dream about washing my hair. And the phone rang at 9 in the morning, and the voice said, "We may have a set of lungs for you. So come down to the hospital right away." And I thought, I guess I'm not going to get to wash my hair for a little while.
Did you have like a bag packed?
You know, we'd already had one false alarm where the transplant hadn't gone through, so I'd already had a dress rehearsal of sorts. I knew the emotions. I knew that all you needed really to bring was yourself and your health card and get yourself down there as quickly as possible with a lot of prayers.
And so you just jumped in the car and away you went?
Yeah. Basically got in a cab, and it's all very surreal, and you get there, and that was 9 a.m. I got the call, and then by 1 o'clock in the afternoon I was on the table. So very swiftly.
Did you say to anybody, listen, if you're poking around in there, I sing for a living, try and kind of keep that part of my body safe?
I did, in fact. So they wheel you in, and I didn't have my glasses on anymore, so everything was sort of blurry, which might have been a good thing. And I do remember one of the last things I said was, "Hey there, folks, I'm a singer, so, you know, when you're intubating me, be careful of my vocal cords." I mean, I sounded like an absolute idiot. I'm about to have life-saving surgery, and here I am saying, "Mind the vocal cords." But I did say that, and we had a giggle, and that maybe cut the tension a bit.
And everything was fine in terms of saving your voice?
Yeah. Well, I had a mighty large bunch of tubes down my throat for about 10 hours or so. But eventually, yeah, it sounds okay.
What was the recovery like?
They like to have you home after 2 weeks. I was walking pretty much within 24, 36 hours. You got tubes coming all out of you. You feel like an alien with tentacles. But they get you up and walking. They want you walking, and they want you out of there as soon as you can. So 2 weeks I was in my house. We did have a little bit of a wrinkle at about day 5. We had a little bit of rejection, which we treated. That's not at all uncommon and happens in a lot of cases. It's always scary when you hear that word, and of course you sort of fear that for the rest of your life, that, you know, no organ transplant is 100% going to take you. It's not necessarily another 25 years on the odometer. You know, so you really every day is a gift, and it really is a gift. I feel as though I've been given back my life. I can sing again, big long lines with my husband in harmony and not have to stop and catch my breath. I can swing dance. I can ride my horse. I can ride my horse while I'm singing. And you know, even the little things. I mean, I couldn't walk up the stairs without oxygen. I couldn't get out of the shower and towel myself off without needing an oxygen tank. And now, you know, I do all those things gratefully and without any effort.
And
you
look fantastic. You sound fantastic. I mean, it's as though this just took you back to where you should have been.
Well, it's funny because there's a video posted of us online, and somebody wrote in, "We really like that song by Alex Pangman. Whatever happened to her?" And I just was very quiet because I'd never made my health public. I didn't think the thought of a jazz singer or a singer of any kind coughing up a lung or spitting up blood between choruses was very romantic. It's not like the blues singer that's blind on the corner playing the blues. It really isn't. It was horrible. I was doing IVs in the car in the 401 on the way to the Ottawa Jazz Festival. I was, horking up blobs of phlegm, and it was, CF isn't pretty, but organ donation is really wonderful and can change people's lives. I got the lungs, presumably somebody else got the kidney, the livers, maybe the tissue, the cornea. And if my life has been changed, and all the people around my life, I'm a newlywed, just in 2006, we got our life back. Hopefully this is our second chance, it's our second wind. And there's a whole lot of other families that likewise have the same second chance.
Do you think about the donor that gave you the second wind?
I do a lot. 6 months was just a couple days ago, and I wonder how they're feeling on that anniversary. For me, it's a joyous anniversary, and for them, it's probably a little bit of a mixture. They're probably very sad. I wrote them a thank you letter this week. It took a while because I wanted to be sure I was back to singing and back to riding my horse and doing the things that were me.
What did you say?
Well, it's pretty hard. I mean, I've never met them, but they changed my life. I wanted to let them know the joy that's returned into my life. I wanted to let them know the difference that their generosity made. It's important for the family to know that because, they have the ultimate decision. If you go to giftoflife.on.ca and download your consent form to become a tissue and organ donor, it's also really important that you talk to your family. Talk to your family about your wishes because they're the ones that are going to ultimately be asked the question, do you consent to having these organs donated? And we recycle our newspaper and our plastic cans. It's really awesome when you recycle your organs.
What was it like to get up on stage again and sing?
Well, it was actually a little bit scary because I wasn't sure what people were expecting of me, and I wasn't really sure what I could provide them with. I knew I had almost tripled the amount of air in liters that I had before the surgery, but I also had a whole lot of nerves. I thought, oh gee, what if it doesn't come out sounding like me? But it is sounding like me. It is maybe a little more resonant, definitely a little louder, and a lot more relaxed because I'm not always plotting my next coughing jag. So it really is a joy again, and it's quite remarkable.
And are you comfortable as somebody who, you were in the studio before your surgery, and we didn't talk about the fact that you had cystic fibrosis. Are you comfortable now in being that person who comes out and says, this is what I've been through, and this is why it's important that I talk about it?
I'm becoming more comfortable with that. I feel it's kind of my duty to tell people, you can make a difference. You really, really can.
It's great that you're healthy. It's lovely that you're singing again. Life is good. It's good to talk to you.
It's very good to see you again.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Alex Pangman is a Toronto-based jazz vocalist and country vocalist. Here she is in full voice. Alex Pangman in a tune called Prisoner of Love.
Too weak to break the chains that bind me. I need no shackles to remind me. I'm just a prisoner of love. For one command I stand and wait now. From one who's master of my fate now. I can't escape, it's far too late now. I'm just a prisoner of love. What's the good of my caring if someone is sharing these arms with me? Although he has another, I can't love another, for I'm not free. He's in my dreams, awake or sleeping. Upon my knees to him I'm creeping.
to Alex Pangman. Prisoner of Love, Alex Pangman, and her new lungs will join Tara Hazelton at the Rex Hotel on Queen Street West on Saturday, the 30th of May. An amazing story, and obviously a reminder to sign that organ donor card and talk to your family about decisions that you want to be made after you don't need those organs anymore. Here's Jim.